Timurandasya Ginanjana Salakaya. Oh, ready? Gyanatimurandasya Ginanjana Salakaya. Chakshurun Militam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratise Namaha. Yam Pravajanta Manapeta Napeta Krityam Dvaipayano Viraka Tadua Juhava Putre Chitanmayatayo Tadavo Benedush Tang Sava Bhuta Hridayam Munimana Tosmi Bhaktya Vahinaya Parada Lakshai Chiptascha Kamadi Tarangamadye Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Papadyam Rinde Namaste Charanara Vrindam Tavevasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vigyai Radhe Tam Nayanam Charanantike. Offer my heartfelt obeisances unto my beloved Holy Master, Nityalila Vishnu Vishnu Padasut Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and unto His Divine Grace, Nityalila Vishnu Vishnu Padasut Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and to Srila Bhakti Vigam Bharti Goswami Maharaj, and to our entire Rupanuga Varga. So we're continuing our glorification of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who, by his prayers, manifested Shri Radha Raman. Who here's been to Radha Raman temple? Yay. He's the super most famous deity in Braj. And when Aurangzeb, the Muslim what was he? When Aurangzeb came and he came to destroy all of Vrindavan, and all the deities left except for Radharaman. They all went to Jaipur, where Radharaman stayed. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Radharaman's the only deity that stayed. So this is Srila Gurudeva's lecture from 1996. Yeah. Okay. First, let us glorify Gopal Bhatta Goswami. During Chaturmas Vrat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India to the Ranganath temple. He began to dance and perform kirtan there, and all were attracted. The members of a very holy family met him there, and they requested him, "Please stay at our residence for these 4 months of Chaturmasya, and after that you can go anywhere else." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted their invitation and thus stayed for 4 months in the separate room they had arranged for him on the bank of the Kaveri River. The head of the family was Trimala Bhatt, and he had 2 younger brothers, namely Pramodananda Saraswati and Venkata Bhatt, who was the father of Gopal Bhatta. Who's Gopal Bhatta's father? And who's his uncle? The head of the family, Chimala Bhatt. The 3 brothers had taken initiation in the line of Sri Ramanuja in the Sri Sampradaya, and they were known throughout South India to be very learned persons. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed kirtan at the home of Venkata Bhatt and also spoke Harikatha to the family members, and in 1 month they were all totally changed. At first, they were worshippers of Lakshmi and Narayan. But by the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they became Gaudiya Vaishnavas, worshippers of the divine couple Shri, Radha, and Krishna. The history is so long how he and his family became Gaudiya Vaishnavas. This boy, Gopal Bhatta, served Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in many ways during Mahaprabhu's visit. When Mahaprabhu would go to take bath in that sacred Kaveri river, Gopal Bhatta used to go with him, holding his cloth, door, and kopin. Then, after Mahaprabhu took bath and returned to his residence, Gopal used to take his wet clothes to clean and dry. He would cook for Mahaprabhu and render many other services. He served day and night, and Mahaprabhu became so pleased with him. Gopal Bhatta was not only an excellent servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he was also a vastly learned person, because he had been taught by his uncle, Prabodhananda Saraswati, who was one of the greatest learned persons of his time. Prabodhananda Saraswati knew all the Vedas, Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, and especially Srimad Bhagavatam, and he had written many books. Moreover, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had made him a great Rasik Vaishnav, a self-realized soul and taster of transcendental mellows, and thus he was able to write books like Sri Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, a brilliant jewel book. On his journey in South India, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discovered the books Krishna Karnamrita and Brahma Samhita. But then there was a third book which became so prominent that our disciplic acharyas have regularly referred to it Sanskrit verses. Krishna Karnamrita is somewhat inclined towards Krishna, and it shows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi is more rasik, with relation to the mellows of Madhurya Ras, or transcendental amorous love, wherein Prabodhananda Saraswati praised Radhika as the master of Krishna. Krishna always wants to serve Srimati Radhika, and Prabodhananda Saraswati also prays to be her Dasi. This is the highest topic of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and Srila Gopal Bhatta took his view, Radha Dasi, and not anything else. They want that Krishna should serve Srimati Radhika. We see in Ras Leela in Vrindavan that the gopis are all weeping, rolling on the earth, always searching for Krishna. Oh Krishna, Krishna, where are you? Without you we will die. On the other hand, Prabodhananda Saraswati has written in Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, why should the gopis cry and weep for Krishna? Krishna should weep, rolling down on the earth and lamenting, Oh Srimati Radhika, where are you? I'm dying without you. Krishna should search here and there, in all groves and mountains. He should desire to meet with Radhika and take her foot dust. This is the highest topic given by our Goswamis in their books, especially in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Gopal Bhatta learned all these topics from Prabodhananda Saraswati, and therefore Prabodhananda Saraswati is his Guru Padapadma, Guru. You can imagine how beautiful and how rasik and bhavuk, full of transcendental emotions, and learned was Gopal Bhatta Goswami. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left Sri Rangam, Gopal Bhatta became mad to meet with him and to serve him. But Mahaprabhu told him, you should serve your father, because he's not only your father, but he is your guru. All three brothers were acharyas in the Ramanuja Sampradaya. All three greatly learned, and all three trained Gopal Bhatta. Thus his father was his Shiksha Guru. You should serve him, but after that you should come to your elder brothers, Rupa and Raghunath, in Vrindavan, and remain with them. After the disappearance of Venkata Bhatt, Prabodhananda Saraswati left his home and came to Vrindavan. He lived in Kamyavan and in all the 12 forests of Vrindavan, and in separation mood used to call out, Oh, where's Srimati Radhika, Lalita, Vishaka, where are you? He was always weeping and rolling down on the earth. So Gopal Bhatta thought about where he himself should live and how to attain Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So he also left. He wanted to go to Puri, but he could not go because Mahaprabhu had ordered him to stay home and look after his parents, and after they would leave their body, he should go to Vrindavan, to the lotus feet of Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad and Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. He was now searching how to reach Vrindavan. On his journey, he went to the Himalayas, where the Gomati River flows. As he was bathing in the river, he saw that a large shalagram was following him. It was automatically coming, and it seemed to be telling him, "I will take your service. Please serve me." He therefore picked up that shalagram in his arms, sometimes keeping him on his head, sometimes on his eyes, and sometimes on his heart. He took the shalagram to Vrindavan, where he met Rupa and Sanatan. Rupa and Sanatan now embraced this very pure Rasik Vaishnav, Gopal Bhatta Goswami. It's so amazing how different Thakurjis appear. So Goswami's like, who's it? Radha Vinod, who kind of looks like Radharman, appeared in that lake to Lokanath Das Goswami. What's that lake called? Or Krishna Kund. Gurudev would take us there. And then he put him in a little pouch around his neck, and he was like wanting to make him some clothes. And then Radha Vinod said to him, "You're making me clothes, but I'm hungry. Feed me. I've been in this lake for so long. I'm hungry." So it's just amazing how the different deities appeared, manifested to them. Oh man. In the meantime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared from this world. In Vrindavan, one day Gopal Goswami went to Radharaman Gera, near to Sevakunj, in the area of Nidhuvan, a very sacred and very secret place of Radha and Krishna. There he began to think, how can I serve this shalagram? He wanted to see the Lord's eyes, face, and arms, his threefold bending form, and his lotus feet. He wanted to decorate him at the time of Julan, the swing festival. During the night, he was so much worried, thinking, how can I serve him? If he would have a very beautiful three-folding form, and a smiling face with a flute, this would be very, very good for rendering service to him. Then, at midnight, the shalagram spoke to him. "Oh, Gopal Bhatta, just see how beautiful I am." Gopal Bhatta got up and went to the deity, and he saw, "Oh, how beautiful, Radharaman." He had the face of Govindaji, the chest of Gopinath, and the feet of Madan Mohan. So Govinda, Gopinath, and Madan Mohan appeared in him, 3 in 1, in Radharaman. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was so delighted to see this. He called all the Goswamis, who became amazed, thinking how glorious his bhakti was, that the shalagram had changed into Radharaman. You can imagine what a first-class Vaishnav he was. He was not only a Vaishnav, but very near and dear to the divine couple, Shishi Radha and Krishna. He is Guna Manjari in Krishna's pastimes. By his prayers, the shalagram became Radharaman. Who is he? Krishna Lila? He was not only a Bhavuk and Rasik Bhakta, but as I mentioned before, he was vastly learned. He had all the Vedas and all the scriptures of Ramanuja in his throat. This is because prior to his hearing from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth, he was a follower of the Ramanuja Sampradaya and had been well trained by his father and uncles. Srila Sanatana Goswami told him some rules and regulations according to Vaishnava etiquette by which one can become eligible to worship Radha and Krishna or any Vishnu Tattva deity. How to take sannyas, how to take diksha, how to take mantra. What are the qualifications of a disciple, and what are the qualifications of a guru? It is not that everyone can be guru, nor can everyone be a disciple. Only those who are detached from worldly desires and sense gratification, those who are learned in all the Vedas and Vaishnava scriptures, and those who have some realization of service to both Radha and Krishna can be guru, regardless of caste or creed. Kiba vipra kiba nasi sudra kenanai ye Krishna tattva veta se guru hoy. If anyone knows Krishna tattva, the science of Krishna, he is guru. Those who know who is Krishna, who is Srimati Radhika, who they themselves are, what is the service of Radha and Krishna, and who is loving them, performing prem seva, not only worship, they are guru. Those who are doing not less than 1,64,000 rounds of Harinam daily, and who have controlled Krishna in their hearts, they are Guru. Those who can take Krishna and place him in the disciple's heart, they are Guru. So you can imagine the glorious symptoms of a bona fide Guru. If anyone has a Guru like this, he is so, so lucky. We are lucky that we are direct disciples of our Guruji, who is a direct disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Also, those who are disciples of Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj are so lucky. To have a qualified Guru is a great fortune. Gopal Bhatta wrote a book with all such directives, and it was called Hari Bhakti Vilas. The title of this book has a very beautiful, wonderful meaning. Hari Bhakti Vilas. In the full bloom of youth, Krishna is always relishing prem. He is always enjoying loving pastimes. Vilas. Hari Bhakti Vilas. Hari means Krishna, who takes the heart of Srimati Radhika, and he is Hari, who is always dancing and singing in the hearts. I think it's the ginseng. I wouldn't do the alfalfa. I'm doing the ginseng. Yeah. Hari is always dancing and singing in the hearts of Srimati Radhika and the gopis. He is Hari. At first, Sanatana Goswami gave him some points, based on which he collected all the proofs of scriptures, such as the Puranas and Nigama and Agama, and presented his manuscripts to Sanatana Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami guided him in selecting those scriptural references that were in accordance with Mahaprabhu's teachings. And then Gopal Bhatta Goswami further refined his work and compiled Hari Bhakti Vilas. Some people are in doubt as to whether this book is written by Sanatana Goswami or by Gopal Bhatta. Actually, this book was manifested by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in both their hearts. He gave them both the inspiration to write it. In this way, Gopal Bhatta Goswami wrote Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sat Kripa Sar Dipika, a lamplight on the essence of rituals to be performed by devotees, and assisted in the publication of Srila Jiva Goswami's Sat Sandarbha. He also wrote a commentary on Srila Bhavamangala Thakur's Sri Krishna Karnamrita. We should try to follow his guidelines on how to establish temples and install deities, how to give diksha and mantra. The names of the various aspects of initiation are not actually called first initiation, second initiation, and third initiation. There's only one initiation, which comes first as Harinam and then as diksha. Out of his causeless mercy, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj has made easy grammar for this, and therefore he gave the nomenclatures, first initiation, etc. The process of diksha is given in order to make one's Harinam more bona fide. Diksha, named second initiation, is essential. Some persons think that diksha is superior to Harinam, the Hare Krishna mantra, but you should know that Harinam is superior. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. The holy name is Krishna himself. By the diksha mantras, one develops detachment from the world. Attachment from the world is cut by this mantra. This mantra also manifests one's relation to Krishna. For this reason, Gurudev gives his disciple Harinam and then Diksha, which enables the disciple to chant the holy names with a relation to Krishna and Srimati Radhika. The disciple's holy name chanting then becomes so pure and finally manifests as Radha Krishna conjugal, the divine couple. All these activities and principles have been taught in Hari Bhakti Vilas and also in Sat Kriya Sar Dipika. Anyone who is taking shelter of Shri Radha and Krishna and pure Vaishnavas should not worship demigods. Rather, they should worship and serve Shri Rupa and Sanatan, Jamuna, Govardhan, Radhakund, Shamakund, Vrindadevi, Lalita, and Vishaka, and others of their caliber. They should avoid even the worship of Rukmini Raman, Satyabhama Raman, and Matharesh Krishna. Otherwise, they will not develop the qualification to enter Krishna Vrindavan. Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami has explained how to follow all these principles. Marriage ceremonies should be performed according to Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami's Sat Kriya Sar Dipika, not worshipping Ganesh and other such deities. His book also explains everything regarding how a departed Vaishnava sannyasi should be given samadhi, And he also clearly explained the 10 samskars, reformatory processes. We are very fortunate to come in the line of Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami. We are indebted to him and to Srila Sanatana Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami. Gaur Premanande. Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami ki. Shri Six Goswamis ki jai. Radha Raman ki. What else?
I had a question in the Sat Goswami Astakam. There's this one line in the 5th verse I've always been curious about. It says, crowded with sweetly cooing cuckoos, swans, and cranes, as well as groups of peacocks, Vrindavan is shining beautifully with trees that have many varieties of gems inlaid beneath their roots. What does it mean that there's gems inlaid beneath their roots?
I mean, I can only think literally. There's, the roots are full of gems.
It means that the flowers, the grasses, the sand is much more valuable than the gems of Vaikuntha. It's all natural, but it's more valuable. Like in the, there's another description of Vrindavan by Viswanath Chakrabarti Thakur, where he says that the fruits of one tree is made of pearls, and the root and the branches are made of rubies, and the leaves are made of emeralds. And another tree, the fruits are made of diamonds, but they're all natural. Shows the superiority of Vaikuntha.
It's kind of like we hear about Hare Panchami, right? And it just made me think of when we hear about Hare Panchami and Sarup Damodar and Shivas. No, I'm sorry. Who's
Srivas.
Shivas?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're kind of going back and forth of which is higher, and right, Shivas is saying, well, anyways, it's a whole thing, but they're kind of debating this of which is higher. He's saying, well, I've got jewels and this and right, and he's Sri Damodar's explaining about the beautiful, the higherness of Vrindavan and how much higher the flowers and creepers and are actual jewels. And when Akbar came to Vrindavan and he met Srila Sanatana Goswami, and he said, oh, what service can I render? And he said, oh, my God is the bottom, what's it called? Bottom step, yeah, of my God is the wood, corroded or whatever. Can you fix it? And then Akbar, he's this great, great king, and he's thinking, oh, this is the service. I could do so much, and this is the service he's asking for me. And then when he goes, then he gets darshan of, like, the real God. And it's like full of rubies and pearls, and but in the Vrindavan, I can't, explain the Vrindavan style because I haven't seen it yet. But like that, right?
So what'd he say?
Akbar?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't afford.
Oh yeah, I can't afford to fix your God.
Step. Understand?
Is that why some of the trees are in cages? That's watching videos of Vrindavan and they have the trees and they have like
I think they're in cages to protect them from the monkeys.
Can I ask another question?
The trees that were in had like chicken wire around them?
Because they're just new and they don't want the monkeys and cows to eat them up.
Okay.
So yesterday we were reading about some of the more opulent aspects of the Gopal mantra and the word cling. But I heard you had some more insight on cling.
Oh, I don't, but Gurudev gave some more insight. If you get the Gopi Geet, I can find that and read it. He explains it in one of the footnotes. Can somebody put on the AC? I turned it off. Hmm? Can you say something else while I'm looking for it?
I had another question, but it's a question for you. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you why did Radha Raman stay in Vrindavan during the invasion while all the other deities left? Is there a specific reason?
Same thing with Vrinda Devi. She also stayed.
She was on the way to leave.
Hmm? Hmm?
She always in Kamyavan, or that's how far they got?
That's how far they got with Vrinda Devi, and then she wouldn't move any further. But I really don't know why Radharaman didn't leave. I don't know the history about that. But if you find it in some, some literature reference, then let us know.
Okay.
But I remember Sandy and I were visiting Vrindavan. We went to Radha Madan Mohan, and the pujari was worshipping the deity. So I said, this is the Pratibhu Vigraha, right? The representative Vigraha, and the original went to Jaipur, right? And he said, no. Then he quoted a scripture that Krishna, the original Krishna, never leaves Vrindavan. So the original is here. Get it? Based on philosophy. This is not the representative deity. The definition of claim, this is quoted from Secret Truths of the Bhagavatam, chapter 4. And this is quoted here in verse 14 of Gopi Geet, in the footnote. The definition of cling, K-L-I-M dot, is understood in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam 10:29-3. Vanam chatat komala gopi ranjitam chagau kalam vamadrisham manoharam. Krishna saw, this is very important to get this, Krishna saw the unbroken disk of the full moon glowing with a red effulgence of newly applied vermilion. Vermilion is the red powder that ladies use. As if it were the face of the goddess of fortune. So Krishna saw the disk of the unbroken moon, means it's a full moon, but it had a reddish effulgence, as if it were the face of the goddess of fortune, the husband of the goddess of fortune, was decorating or, putting makeup on the goddess of fortune. He also saw the Kumuda lotus opening in response to the moon's presence, because different kinds of lotuses bloom at different times, in the day, in the night, and it's called different names. So thus, and the forest was gently illuminated by those rays. So the whole forest was red. If you've seen in the in Manjari's painting of Krishna coming back to the Rasa Leela after disappearing, let's see where that is. You can see that the whole forest is red. Thus, the Lord began to play sweetly on his flute. He was inspired by that. I should also decorate my beloveds. And by this he attracted the minds of the beautiful-eyed gopis. It was evening time. The moon was golden and full. But we'll get back to that verse, 10:29:3, because there's a verse of how Krishna was inspired by the full moon that was reddish and had reddened the whole sky, just like the face of the goddess of fortune. So we'll get back to how this is clean in a second. So it was evening time. The moon was golden and full, and rising on the very reddish eastern horizon. Right, the moon rises in the east. Does it? The sun sets in the west and the moon rises in the east. Thus, the eastern direction is like the full moon's beloved. It was as though by his rays, which are like hands, see, the moon was like, the rays of the moon were like the hands. And the moon, it looked like by its rays, making the sky red, that he had taken a large quantity of red color and was decorating the face of the eastern horizon, which was the moon's beloved. Got it? The sky is red, and it became red by the rays of the moon. So it was like the moon's beloved, and its hands were its rays, and it was decorating the face of its beloved, his beloved. Seeing this, so he was inspired. Krishna was inspired. Krishna was at once placed his flute on his lips. He thought, I want to do that too. Placed his flute on his lips and played a very sweet tune, which is Jago Kalam. Jago Kalam. So that tune is included in the seed mantra, cling. Kala, K-L. Upon hearing it, Radha, Lalita, and all the gopis thought, oh, he's calling me alone. No one else. Krishna's lotus lips, that's wrong. The essence of the Gopal mantra, which some of you say every day, is the seed cling. Ka-la, translated in the verse as sweetly. This verse, Vanam chitat komalago biranjitam jago kalam vamadrisham manoharam. So, the essence of the Gopal mantra is the seed cling. Kalam, first two letters. Translated in the verse as sweetly, as Krishna sweetly played his flute. It's complex, but you can get it by hearing. It's a combination of the two Sanskrit letters, ka and la, the fourth letter of the Sanskrit alphabet. Okay, the ka, ka, ga, ga, a, I, u, ow. It's a little more orderly than the English alphabet. So the fourth letter of the Sanskrit alphabet is called Vamadrisham, translated in this verse as the girls who have charming eyes. So the Gopal mantra is very deep. And this is simply the essence of the Gopal mantra. So translated in this verse as the girls who have charming eyes. When Krishna saw the moon and the eastern horizon, he became inspired because it looked like the moon. You know, according to some different people, something reminds them of something. So this is what the moon and the eastern horizon and the reddish sky reminded Krishna of. I should do that too. So I'll play my flute and attract the gopis. Then I can decorate them. So that's Vamadrisham in this verse. As the English alphabet begins with A, B, C, D, the Sanskrit alphabet begins with A, Ow, I, E. The fourth Sanskrit letter, E, is called Vamadrisham. So even grammar, the essence of grammar, is in the sound ka, la, combined with E, becomes kli. And what is the meaning of the word manoharam? Vamadrisham manoharam. So what is the meaning of the word manoharam? Ultimately, Manohara is who?
Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna, because he enchants the minds of all. Manohara, he steals everyone's mind. He who attracts the mind, that same Krishna gave a portion of his quality of attracting the mind to the moon, Chandra, coming back to the moon. So actually, all names are names of Krishna, but he passes out different degrees of his qualities that fit with his name. So he's the original Manoharam, the origin. And he gave a partial manifestation of that quality to the moon, Chandra, because the moon, when the moon comes out, that also attracts the mind. The predominating deity, I know, most everybody's going to forget most of this, but if you look on page 177, it's there for review and memorization, and you can test each other, remind each other. Might as well know what you're chanting. Okay, so the predominating deity of the mind is Chandra, and the moon has now taken the shape of Chandra Bindu. Ladies, what is a Chandra Bindu? Huh? What decoration? It's not the cinder, it's not this. It's just a dot, a red dot that married women have. It's a dot. Chandra, moon. Bindu means dot, or a little tiny bit, like Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. Just a little commentary. In Sanskrit, this dot is called Anuswar, And thus the word Klim is completed. Because again you have Manohara, and Krishna gave a little bit of his quality of being able to track the mind to the moon. So the moon has now taken the shape of a bindu, Chandra bindu, a red dot, or any color. So that in Sanskrit, this dot is called Anuswara. It's like, it's just a dot that's over a letter to change the sound. Like an M, if you put a dot over it, then you don't write, in English you write M with a dot over it, but in Sanskrit you just put a dot over the previous letter. So it becomes kling, like sing. And thus the word kling is completed. So kling is all that verse. This verse. By klim, each and every gopi thought that Krishna was calling her alone. And therefore, and in this day and age, they pervertedly reflect. It's a perversion of a reflection of the meaning klim, and you see it in all kinds of licentious websites and things. It's pretty gross. By klim, each and every gopi thought that Krishna was calling her alone, and therefore they all came. So that is one understanding of klim. And then where is it quoted from? Where is the footnote mark? It should be on this page. I don't see where it has to be on this page. I don't see it. Anyway, you'll find it here. So does that answer your question? Any other question? I never got a question from you. Now there's debates about how to pronounce your name. Is it Hitendra? Hitendriya? Huh? Dra. Okay. I never got a question from you in all the time you've been here. Are you ready?
I'm just trying to get knowledge. And sometimes I get question, but I keep on hold inside.
Okay. So that's it? No questions? Otherwise we'll end.
Not for now, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll ask later.
And Jagadananda, every day, bhajans, 2 times a day, unless somebody tells you that there's no program tonight. Otherwise, I know it's hard for you to understand English, but at least the bhajans, every day, 2 times a day, or 3 times for Mangalarti. Are you well enough? Unless you're sick. It's okay, it's not the end of the world.
I told to Aridas, sometimes my health
Yeah, that's
is
fine.
very, very bad.
I understand. So if it's bad, then don't come, but otherwise do come.
Okay,
All right, thanks.
Haribol.
I have one more quick question.
Okay.
Last night you quoted this verse, Achuta Ananta Rupa, and this name Achuta is also there in Venu Gita. So go Gopalaka Chuta, and Gurudev just translates it as infallible one. Can you comment a little bit more on this name of Krishna, Achuta?
So he's asking what is the meaning of the word Achyuta when attributed to Krishna. So generally, The foundational meaning is infallible one. That is, he never falls down. Like we fall down, I fall down all the time. But he never falls, he never fails. He's perfect in everything. There's two kinds of living entities, the fallible and the infallible, and he's above both. But it depends on who is deciding on the meaning. So, on a foundational level, it's infallible. So he even has an unlimited form, and he has unlimited forms. That's how perfect and infallible he is. But the gopis interpret the meaning in a different way. I don't remember the reference. Oh, Gopala Kochuta, right? But in this book, Gopi Geet, he's also referred to as Achyuta. But this time it has a completely different meaning, which is that what you don't realize is that, you get your great pleasure out of giving other people suffering. But what you don't realize is, like, why do you have to, play the flute and then just disappear as soon as we meet you? It doesn't have any purpose. But what you don't realize by giving other people suffering is that you're giving your own self suffering, because you can't bear to be without us. And really, we're here feeling separation from you for your benefit, because you're the ones who's dying without us. So therefore, it's useless to give us suffering. But you haven't found anybody as qualified as us to become a sufferer, but at the same time, we're not dying. So we're the best receivers of your suffering. And you won't find anyone who's suffering more than us. So really, you are achyuta, or infallible, at giving other people suffering. And you're infallible at your will to deceive all the time. I wish I could remember which verse that is at the moment. If somebody does a search in Gurudev's books, if you have that search feature and you type in Achyuta, you'll find it. I think there's only one verse that has the verse Achyuta in it. Let's go to verse 16. Kitava Joshita. Patisudanvaya Prachurbandhavan Ativalangyate. Te nyantyat achyutagata katividastavo gita mohita kitavajoshita kastujanishi. Oh, Achyuta, you know very well that, bewitched by the loud song of your flute, we rejected our husbands, sons, brothers, friends, and entire family. Disregarding their desires, We disobeyed their orders and came to you. O cheater, Kitava Joshitam. O cheater, who but you abandon young ladies like us who have come in the manner to you during the night? Let me see where it talks about Achyuta. Just see how we surrendered everything to you, but still you're a cheater. Taintyuta Taintyachutagata. The gopis say, O Achyuta, infallible one, you have disappeared, chut, from our vision. You have failed, chut, in the matter of showing yourself to us. Thus, is the name Achyuta not contrary to your deeds? In other words, Achyuta means something good, but this meaning shows that you're contrary. Krishna may ask, why did you come? Why did you come to me then? We have to wash our hands if we. It's you who called us, the gopis reply. We didn't come out of our own accord. We did not desire to come. You are the cause of our coming here. No, I didn't call you. Yes, you called us. Don't deny it. Gita vatastavod, Gita mohita. It is not that you played your flute by the will of providence. You did so deliberately and with full knowledge of all the consequences. You knew that we would be irresistibly attracted to you. And we'd be unable to stop ourselves. And then they go back and forth and talk like that. Yeah, you did it, but you didn't gain anything out of it. What did you get out of it? So, if somebody wants to cheat and he gets something out of it, fine, almost fine. But what did you get out of it? You lost out. And then Gurudev says this is a very important verse. The gopis were initially prevented by their in-laws. We were very pleased in our homes with our fathers, mothers, husbands, other relatives, so why'd you call us? To come here, we disobeyed everyone's order. Achyuta means infallible, or one who never fails. Here the gopis tell Krishna, you're certainly infallible in your great obstinacy. Suppose a boy is bitterly weeping for a particular toy, but for some reason his father and mother won't give him that toy. But he won't accept what they offer. Here, have this toy. Ma, have that toy. But he won't take any other toy. His mind is fixed in his obstinacy of having only that toy. So, Krishna, similarly, your mind is one-pointed to give us suffering, to the point of obstinacy. So that's their meaning of Achyuta, is obstinate. You never fail to give us suffering. And you never fail to exhibit your cheating. And then he gives the example of, because Satsvarup is one of the people in Gurudev's audience. And Satsvarup has a servant named Madhu Mangal. And so he's giving the example of Madhu Mangal. Where is it? Can't find it just now. But anyway, he gives a lot of nice picturesque analyses. Like Madhu Mangal gets this, he buys this house, and the top of the doorway is too short, and he's tall, so he bumps his head. And then he hurts himself and he says, no, nothing. Because he gained so much by the house that he doesn't mind getting hit. So Krishna gains so much by thinking I've cheated them that he doesn't mind that he's suffering. Yeah, unfortunately I can't find that now. Maybe it's in another verse. All right, so that's it. It's 11:12. And here are the gopis leaving their houses despite their relatives. Okay. Gaur Premanandi. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. Gopi Geet ki jai ho. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudeva ki jai. Gopal Mantra ki jai. Gopal Bhatta Goswami ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Gora Haribo, Gora Haribo, 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 Gaur Premanandi. Ask what? Demigods? Right. Prabhupada says it too in the. Yeah, Gurudev and Prabhupada talked about it. And Prabhupada told him that I never wanted them to do that. They just did it anyway. Not good what?